Perfect. So I guess we are live now. So once again, welcome everyone at this last of the year's gaming NFT Metaverse VC pitching session by InnMind. And as usual, I wanted to start with the introductions of our dearest VCs before we move to the most interesting part of today's session. And I wanted to give a word to first Loretta Cheng, ladies first, from Plug&Play Ventures. So Loretta, would be amazing if you gave us a brief introduction to your investment focus and what you're currently looking from startups.
Thanks for the introduction. So Plug&Play, I'll just give a brief introduction of what we do at Plug&Play first. So Plug&Play is actually a very global company. We're actually headquartered in Silicon Valley, but we do have like around 40 over locations in over 20 plus countries. So in terms of investments, we do mainly early stage deals, so like seed all the way to like maybe pre-series A or series A max. Yep. So our check sizes are around like 50K to 150K. It's a bit smaller, or like tends to be on a smaller side compared to other VCs. But how I think of it is that we actually provide a lot of value through our corporate partner network. So this is the other side of our business, whereby we connect corporates and startups. And we do have one of the largest global corporate partner networks in the world, with 500 plus corporates in our network, as well as a lot of startups as well. So in terms of Web3, I think we're quite agnostic in the teams or the topics that we're looking for in terms of investments. But we do have a slight preference for Web 2.5 or things that are more in the intersection of Web 2.5 as well. Because traditionally, we're still like more of our Web 2 VC. Yeah, so just a very brief intro of what we do. Thanks, and hope to see some good pitches. Yeah.
Perfect, Loretta. Yeah, thank you so much. Indeed, Plug&Play is a very big player on the market, and I'm very excited to see that you're also actively exploring the Web3 direction. Perfect. So I wanted to pass the word to Casey Law from Newman Capital, also for a quick introduction.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for the intro, and thank you for inviting us up here again. So it's Casey here from Newman Capital. We are a full stack VC based out in Hong Kong. So our firm was founded earlier last year. We're deploying around 50 million at the moment. Stuff that we like, we're pretty much into creator economy, Web3 social, or anything infrastructure, like, developer tools that really bridging sort of Web 2 to Web 3. And obviously anything that's, happening in emerging markets, that's all the stuff that we like. So if you're working on anything like that, please let us know. We're here. Ticket size, usually we start around 100 to 300K. Similar to Plug&Play, we quite like pre-seed, early stage startups or projects and like that. One thing that separates us a bit different is we don't only just sort of give you the check, but we have a whole product team in-house, so we could help with recruitment, GTM, tokenomics, anything like that. We got everyone specialized in-house. So yeah, looking forward to hear other projects. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Casey. Super interesting, and I'm sure you'll see amazing pitches today. So I wanted then to pass the word to, let me see if, Prathamesh Bhaskar from Asva Ventures. So would also appreciate a quick introduction.
Hey, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, hi, hello everyone. It's great to be a part here. So yeah, just I would like to give a short introduction about Asva Ventures. So Asva Ventures is an early stage VC trying to focus, on the upcoming Web3 trends. And so speaking more about a parent company, Asva Labs, we are now Metaverse Innovation Lab, trying to build products around Metaverse and NFT. And we also have our own multi-chain launchpad, Meta Launch. And speaking more about Asva Ventures, as I said, our vision is to explore maximum exciting projects from Web3 trends. And currently we have started our own accelerator program. We have just launched it, and yes, we are working very passionately on that. And I'm sure I'll find a lot of good deals and more partners through this. You can say through this deal, right? So thanks everyone.
Thank you, Prathamesh. Yes, thank you for the introduction. Then I wanted to pass the word to the Scaleswap team. So today we have Stan Stolberg and Philip Sokol from Scaleswap Launchpad. So guys, please a quick introduction from your side as well.
Hello. Hey, Katya. Thanks
Hey.
for invitation. It was a long time since I was last time here. Sorry for my cam is being off because I'm here surrounded by kids, but I hope the noise will be not so hard. So my name is Stan. I'm co-founder of Scaleswap, and Scaleswap is an ideal launchpad and accelerator for early stage Web3 tokenized startups. We started 2021 and launched 14 projects. 2 of these projects crossed unicorn status before the bear market, one have to say. Now every project is struggling, therefore it's not anymore true, but still with very high valuation. Our mission is to help early stage startups to succeed. That means that we put all our skills in order to identify weaknesses of startups and focus on strengths. We provide, besides IDO, which is the main service we are doing, we provide also different advisory, tokenomics, marketing, community, etc. Yeah, we are looking forward to see startups pitching here, and it's always pleasure to work with InnMind. So looking forward. Philip is also here, right? Philip, you will introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Philip, and I'm a venture analyst for Scaleswap Launchpad. Basically, Stan already said everything important about us. Thank you for the invite, and also I'm happy to be here today.
Thank you so much, Philip and Stan. Yes, we're also super excited. Maybe, let's see if someone from Newtribe Capital is here today. Maybe not, maybe they're watching live. So I also wanted to give a word to Emery Bishop, who is our special guest, an angel investor, and also the co-founder of Web3 Waves. Emery, would be nice to hear a short intro from your side as well.
Yeah, thanks. I'm excited to be here. I appreciate the introduction and the invitation. Yeah, it's great to be around all these great Web3 founders and enthusiasts and investors, of course. My name is Emery Bishop. I'm a partner and head of growth at RN01, which is a design experience agency based out of San Francisco. We're a 13-year-old agency. We work with venture-backed technology startups all the way up to some Fortune 500 companies. And we help in a couple of different ways. We have some unique subscription-based programs around right now around design and development, performance marketing, and Web3. And then in addition to that, we've more recently launched Web3 Waves, which is a brand that helps connect Web3 creators with experts. We do some demo days. We do a podcast, a Web3 Waves podcast. You can find us there, where we interview creators and enthusiasts, and I'm also an angel investor myself. So pretty early stage angel investing. Anywhere up to $50,000 to $100,000 is sort of where I tap out personally. But our company also does some investments as well. So RN01 also makes some slightly larger investments in some projects, and then my colleague and business partner, the founder of RN01, Michael Gaiazudis, unfortunately, he couldn't make it here today, but he's here in spirit. But he also is an angel investor, so I'm sort of representing both of us today on the panel, I guess, to sort of take a look at these great projects and see if we can, we can provide any type of value and potentially even invest.
Amazing, Emery. Yeah, thank you so much, and we're really excited to have you with us today. So I believe that we're done with the initial VCs and investors introduction. So let's move to the most interesting part of today's session, the startup pitches. I wanted to remind all the founders that you have 5 minutes with slides. So feel free to share your screen. And unfortunately, I will have to do a hard stop if you exceed the limit. So please be on time. So the first founder that I wanted to pass the mic is Alex Nichols from the Swallow startup coming from Australia. So Alex, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you very much for the introduction. It's great to meet everyone here. I've met a couple of you, Abdul and Philip, before, but outside of that, it's great to meet everyone and great to connect. I'm going to share my screen here whilst I run you through a little bit around what we do. Sorry, just having a, there we go. Sorry guys, one moment, I seem to be having a slight technical difficulty here.
No worries.
Zoom's not letting me share my screen for some reason. I'm not too sure why. Can I quickly exit the Zoom call and jump back on? Would that be okay? Or can I just run through without slides and we can?
Absolutely. You can just exit and then come back. Meanwhile, maybe we can let the second startup pitch and then you can figure out and fix the issues.
Sorry, guys, not too sure what's going on. We actually.
No worries. Absolutely. We are living in the tech world. Tech sometimes breaks. So that is why we're here with innovative solutions. All right. So perfect. Then let me pass the word to Anthony Diaz from HealthHero, the startup from US. Anthony, please.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Great to be here. Great to see everyone. Can everyone hear and see me okay?
Yes. Oh, perfect.
Okay, great. And can everyone see my screen okay?
Yes, all good.
All right, perfect. All right, let me just expand this really quick. All right, so let me move this over to the side. All right, so yeah, great to be here. My name is Anthony Diaz. I'm the founder and CEO of HealthHero. We are a play-to-earn health company. And essentially what we do as a company is we enable communities and companies around the world to get rewarded and recognized for their health. We work with insurance companies, but most importantly, we're ensuring that people's healthy activity, their risk, what they're doing in holistic health is enabling them to receive free healthcare and reimbursement for healthy food. And that's what our token does. Our IDO is next month, December 8th, but a little bit about why we do what we do, I think is more important for at least 25 seconds here. Health has always been wealth. We always know that, but this is the year that it actually became an asset. Everyone here is familiar with move to earn companies and how most recently the move to earn market has collapsed, right? So when you have something that's connected to health and you can actually tether it to real world healthcare assets, you're dealing in a whole other new market than what move to earn brought upon us. Move to earn was a great phenomenon. It created the new psychology of reward and recognition, but now we're living in a well-being driven economy. So the concept of getting paid to be healthy and receiving healthcare to be able to see a doctor in less than 20 minutes and to get actually rewarded for living healthy, eating nutritiously, buying healthy food. That's what we do as a company. So we're in the middle of shifting from a health insurance economy to a well-being based income. HealthHero, our company, is answering the question, if health insurance did not exist, would we implement it? Would we invent health insurance? And I think everyone on this meeting would say, no, we would not invent health insurance. We would simply be leaders of our countries and our cities and our states and enable a simple utility, a universal health income, a universal health service that can enable people to get rewarded and recognized for their health. And so you have three converging psychologies that make this right now, this is the best opportunity right now in health. You have cryptocurrency phenomenon, you have games and video games as a market, and you have this concepts of collecting, right? So it's this convergence of these three phenomenon that sets us up to do what we're doing. So it's a big phenomenon that's happening right now in the world. And the problem we're solving is that 85% of the world's basic needs are not being met. So some say, are we in the health insurance market or the health engagement market? Well, no, we're in the social impact business. We're creating a social impact utility to make sure that people can get rewarded for their health, receive free healthcare and free healthy food. And how we do that is we're a health engagement platform that's always been reconciling and being a currency system for the health risk and information, health information for companies in a very fun way. And we've always been reconciling that with rewards and recognition, whether it's fiat, gift cards, or now cryptocurrency. So we decentralized our currency most recently. Our IDO is December 8th next month, and we exist on all major platforms on the enterprise and on the consumer side. We've got incredible traction. We'll be cash flow positive this month. By March, we'll be profitable. We're supporting 12,000 companies and communities around the world. We charge companies $2 to $3 per person per month. We sell data back to health insurance companies for $1,600 per user per year and use those funds for buyback of the token for that transaction to increase the pricing support of the token. But furthermore, we're leveraging the 30% cost of care rules and a variety of other legislative rules in healthcare to tether to real world healthcare assets in the amount of 15 billion. We are at 91,000 monthly recurring revenue, 210,000 plus users, and we are a decentralized healthcare record. So all of the data in our system is worth value. If we're not monetizing the users through subscriptions or through data transactions, the data in itself is valuable. We make people healthy. We know how to do that. We know what a healthy person looks like. We know their habits. We know what they're doing day in and day out. It works on all major platforms. And obviously, like I mentioned, holding our token allows you to pay for your monthly expenses, but most importantly, telehealth for you and your family, prescriptions, low-cost prescriptions, free healthy food, and then there's a variety of other utilities to what we're doing. Now, the competition out there is fragmented. I touched upon this already. We're not in the health insurance business. We're not in the move to earn business. We're not in the health engagement business. We're a social utility that's shaping ourselves up to bring universal health income to the world. Our core API and community is our asset. So we're a decentralized healthcare platform, a Web3 health infrastructure platform that also allows game developers to build health games off our platform. We anticipate closing a $50 million fund to support this ecosystem. So we are raising an ecosystem fund as well for 50 million. But our current round is a 3.5 million private token sale. And I'll talk about that in the last 30 seconds here. But the underlying magic is we have network effects between our different partners, between the data exchanges, between the health insurance companies, and it is sustainable tokenomics, not like the move to earn and play to earn companies that you've been seeing day in and day out in this bear market. We've been hitting our milestones. IDO is December 8th. We've been here. We know what we're doing. Our backgrounds are healthcare. We are repeat founders. We've got some of the best advisors on the planet. We've got some of the best investors on the planet: Animoca, Polygon, Blockchain Founders Fund, Sequoia, Lightspeed, Upfront, their Scout programs, and most importantly, large angel groups and early stage funds have supported us, and social impact firms and wellness investors have supported us. We've got strong distribution paths and partners, and our marketing strategy is working through distributors, charging $2 to $3 per person per month, and working with the data transaction revenues with health insurance companies. And our tokenomics are very favorable in this market as well. Now, investing into our 3.5 million private token sale, there's only $1 million left in that round at a 35 million fully diluted market cap. FDMC is 71 million on December 8th. There is a pairing opportunity in equity at a 14 million valuation in our company, and that's for a limited time. So that may not be available past this week, but just as important, in the ecosystem fund, the $50 million fund for this investment, we are pairing for the right strategic investor into that fund as well. So there's double benefits to investing into us right now, not to mention our traction, where we'll raise a $20 million fund by Q2, hit a $250 million FDMC. Those are projections, but that then, puts us and thrusts us into a whole other category in terms of our ecosystem and what we're doing. So essentially, that's what we do. We help people and communities and companies around the world get healthy. We've been doing it for some time. We've got some of the best distributors in the world and channel partners. And holding our token enables you to have free healthcare and free healthy food. And it's sustainable tokenomics with the data transaction fees and tapping into cost of care and legislation such as Medicare Advantage, supplemental benefits that allows us to have sustainable tokenomics. So hopefully I hit the timing there and everyone can still hear me okay. But But yeah, thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Anthony. Yeah, a bit overtime, but the pitch was perfect. So yeah, thank you for that. Any questions from VCs?
I can start. Anthony, Stan here from Scaleswap. Thank you. It's a perfect pitch, really one of the best pitches I heard. Really good job. But can you please tell me what is a very big unique selling point in comparison to STEPN, for example? Because I understand, I see that you have traditional business, Web2 business, you are transforming into Web3. I see this all, but what is the real difference?
Yeah, so as I was mentioning, so move to earn, the market overall has collapsed. We may just not realize it, but move to earn companies, and we admire what STEPN and some of the move to earn companies have brought in, but the tokenomics are not sustainable. I think we all agree. So what is backing the token? The only thing that's been backing move to earn and a lot of play to earn companies have been investors. Our token is backed and tethered by real world healthcare assets of equating to about 15 billion. We won't tap into all of that, but specific rules, if you have a company in the US or beyond that uses $1 million in healthcare spend, 30% of that could be used for cost of care. Not to mention we're a supplemental benefit, we're a digital therapeutic, we tap into claims legislation, claims processing, not to mention billing codes as well for social determinants of health. Healthcare and digital health is our sweet spot, that's our expertise. And when you're tethering to these things, it's only through tokenization. We actually have a press release that's going out tomorrow. Is tokenization the only way to fix healthcare is the title of that press release. I'll give you a header of that. We're in a whole different market than Move to Earn. Move to Earn is about fitness. Fitness, sports, video games are physiological energy for us to live as a healthy society. These are fragmented markets, right? And that's what we mean by we're more of a better alternative and disruptor to health insurance than, do steps and get tokens. So now, we will work with and partner with the move to earn companies because we use AI and deep learning to take screenshots and summaries of those companies. So the new narrative coming out next week is, hey, look, still use those experiences, but come to HealthHero for your free healthcare for your family and to get reimbursed for your healthy food, which is sustainable service in a bear market is a lot better than promising $100 a day for running 5 miles unsustainably.
Mm-hmm. I understand. But the first version, the first MVP, what you have launched, the decentralized app, does it have any difference to STEPN? Or, what is the first? Because to be frank, I was testing the application yesterday, and I could connect my wearables to application. So it started even to count steps. But beside this, I haven't seen a lot of features. And what are your plans here? Because what I see there, it's really similar to STEPN.
Yeah. So again, the difference between us and STEPN is STEPN does not give you free healthcare. STEPN does not reimburse you for free healthy food. We enable connection to all the different IoT connection devices. We connect with over 50 different health apps and devices. So they have one app that's integrated with their, so we're a totally different company and definitely different market than STEPN. We believe that we should capture your steps and things like that and your sleep, etc. And then we also enable you to play mini games as well. The game developers that build mini games off our platform invites more data. So we're capturing sleep, stress, anxiety, physiological needs, broader set of data. And then also you can also record healthy activity through screenshots, through workout selfies, through taking pictures of your food. So it's a broader data set that also thrusts us into the market, right? So where STEPN is, we think STEPN's missing the boat by partnering with apparel companies for fitness. The real market is healthcare, and sustainability in healthcare and enabling people to have sustainable, be able to see a doctor, things like that. So two totally different companies, totally different markets. We have a broader data set. The move to earn companies are actually wanting to partner with us. The investors that have invested in move to earn companies have been fatigued by the returns of those companies. Now they're coming to us and saying, tell me about this US healthcare market. And so it's a blessing and an opportunity where we're at in front of us. So yeah.
I see. I believe it's very important for you really to use your unfair advantage of Web2, successful Web2 business, and to leverage on this. This would be the key to success. Yeah. So,
exactly. And that's why establishing partnerships on the enterprise side with health insurance companies. We have a statistical coverage of all types of companies, Fortune 500 around the world. We bring the enterprise sophistication employees and the healthcare expertise. And yeah, really excited to partner with some of these companies. We have some intros into StepIn and things like that. So we see it all as a partnership and growing together as well. So we really appreciate what they've started. Absolutely. So.
Okay. Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
I have a question, Anthony. Oh, sorry. Sure. Is it okay to ask a question?
No, absolutely. That's what I saw unmuted. So please go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm not sure if there's an order here, but thank you very much. Yeah. First of all, yeah, fantastic presentation. Really impressive background and what you've done, what you've accomplished to date. Really interesting fundraising mechanism too. So that was interesting to see. I guess I'm always really obsessed with sort of customer adoption, early customer adoption. How you're getting your early growth. Can you talk a little bit about who's been most excited about this product so far? I see the big picture. I think you've done a really good job of articulating, Anthony, where you're going. But just taking us back to October 2022. What are you hearing from those early customers? Where are you thinking you're going to get your greatest traction from, so on and so forth?
Yeah, a couple of things. So, Blue Cross Blue Shield is an investor in our company. And so we started off this model with an actuarial mindset of healthcare data and health engagement. Health insurance companies don't have fun, gamification ways to capture that data and build trust with their users. So they need companies like us. So we've kind of been grown from there. We did the Plug&Play program back. I know we have someone on the Plug&Play here, and so we did the InsurTech program, but then also we're a Salesforce Accelerate company. So they taught us how to sell and have an enterprise product and get a product out there that resonates with distributors, resellers. So we partner with global resellers like Cynic, Software One, and Carasoft. But from a user perspective, within 6 to 9 months, people on our platform get healthy, and we make sure that our application, so like Stanislav that was mentioning, he gets right into the application, but the full features and functionalities when you're an employee and you're getting into there through Microsoft Teams, Slack, and Salesforce, which has a 93% enterprise chat coverage, right? So 37% engagement because we're right there where your eyeballs are at, where you're working all day as an employee. And then you're getting drip messages to come into the consumer side. And by the way, very similar how Reddit executed brilliantly over the past 3 weeks of, you didn't even know you were getting an NFT. So now all of our gamification items are getting those tokens. You didn't even know. Now you're moving on to your next place. So that's what's resonating is the use case of Web3 on the enterprise that Microsoft and Salesforce are both taking us under their wing to have that access, get closer to that HR data employer experience. And then furthermore, no one's going to work at the same company more than 15 months now on average, right? So you need to take your data, you invest in something, you need to take it with you, add your family to it, come back around. And then the process of giving the healthcare and the free healthy food opens up other slivers of data that the health insurance companies and EHR companies don't have. But we're a modern EHR platform in itself. So it's a decentralized healthcare record. So that's what's resonating the most. That's what we're tripling down on. And then the post-IDO narrative of the currency actually having value now becomes a new top-down narrative for all of enterprise where we seek to corner the employee wellness market. But that's a great big market, but not bigger than social impact, right? So it's just a means to an end. So yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, really impressive. I love what you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Much appreciated, Henry.
Amazing. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have one, and I'll be quick. Hey, Anthony, Philip here. We spoke yesterday or the day before
Good
yesterday.
To see you again.
Yeah, likewise. So the question that we didn't get through, till the end about the tokenomics. Could you please, clarify to all of us a strategy behind investing for public and private round? With a price difference, for private and public rounds. So how will you make sure that people on the IDO will participate in the round with the same vesting that private round has?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Maybe we can take this offline a little bit. So we are looking at in the bear market the different orthodox vesting schedules, and I know there's a 12-month there. I would love to hear maybe, you know, on our Telegram chat, let me know what you're seeing lately. I don't want to commit to anything or commit to any changing or anything like that, but we are flexible and we are very being sensitive. We're sensitive in the bear market. We're also very sensitive, obviously, in a post, you know, Binance, FTX, you know, I know that's hot topic in everyone's mind right now. So maybe let's continue that conversation in chat, and anyone that also has conversations here, you guys can reach out to me on Telegram as well. And that was on the slide deck, and you guys can reach out. It's we want to make sure, obviously, with the deal opportunity where we're at as well, there's a combination of what we're doing. And then obviously with our FDMC, that we're in a whole other different market with sustainable tokenomics. So there's a variety of factors there. We think the market will recognize that. We don't think that we're going to be just treated statistically like the IDOs that have been just flipping and flopping. You know, we're being very methodical and very thoughtful about what we're doing. So yeah, let's talk about that. You know, let's trade some messages. Let's keep going there. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, Anthony, thank you so much. I guess the rest will come in private. So amazing pitch. So thanks for sharing.
Thanks so much.
Then, let's then check Alex if he fixed his issues. Alex, are you ready to pitch from Swallow?
I'm ready to go. Apologies for that, guys, and great pitch, by the way.
We had amazing. we had amazing time with Anthony. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me back, guys. Apologies for that. I'm really excited to tell you about what we're doing. I'm going to share my screen, hopefully successfully this time. There we go. And I'm really looking forward to running you through what we're doing, where we're adding value, and how we're doing it. So essentially, Swallow is working with the world's best tattoo artists to make it possible for a few different things. One, to customize their in-game and metaverse avatars with tattoos by real artists. Of course, we've seen some huge brands step into the digital wearable space, including Gucci and Balenciaga and Nike and Adidas and all of these guys. So we're doing this for a few reasons. There's a couple of problems that exist currently. First is the lack of true customization when it comes to digital avatars as we step into a more immersive digital world. And the second is an extreme lack of scalability and lack of income scalability for tattoo artists as a whole, and no infrastructure to support that. So currently we have around 100 of the world's best tattoo artists on board, who collectively represent a social media reach of about 10 million people. And these are guys that tattoo Joe Rogan, all sorts of rappers, Adam Levine, and a pretty endless list of celebrities and sports people and everything in between. Tattooed celebrities obviously have an enormous reach globally. It's virtually limitless. We are literally revolutionizing the tattoo industry. I know a lot of companies say they're revolutionizing something, but we really are bringing a whole new layer to the industry. A big part of that, as I mentioned, is scalability, not only from a income perspective, but also from a geographical perspective. So right now, if you're a tattoo artist, you're only making money when you physically have someone sitting in the chair being tattooed. And there's two requirements for that. One, you can only tattoo X amount of hours per day. And secondly, you can only tattoo people which are within your geographic location. So we're moving to a model of global distribution via our broader marketplace infrastructure, distribution network into a wide array of games across Web3, Web2, as well as metaverses, and collaborations with movie producers for providing tattoos for special effects, and also clothing, alcohol companies, all of these sort of things, and kind of acting as a general agent for all of these tattoo artists as well. And helping them build a global community and establish alternative methods for income. We're currently having our financials mapped out by a firm based in Singapore, and you'll be happy to know that we have 10 very clearly defined revenue streams, ranging from the Swallow marketplace, our collaborative NFT launches with other companies, our specific NFT launches, which do a few things from in-game integration to royalties providing for artists and holders and everyone in between. We've also built several virtual tattoo studios in different metaverses that are already complete, which are places where people would walk their avatar into. They can chat to other people about tattoos or music or whatever. And from there, they can walk up to the counter, access the Swallow marketplace, see which tattoos are currently available and apply them to their avatar. once we started down this path, we pretty quickly realized that there was limited skin on avatars, right, for tattoos in the traditional sense. So we quickly looked at other ways to apply the tattoos and are now building several tattoo armories in different games, which essentially allow us to utilize the tattoos as weapon skins, and skins for all different peripherals in games, which of course taps into a north of $50 billion in-game purchases market. A huge part of that is skins. We're also working on various partnership collaborations with all sorts of iconic Web2 and Web3 companies. Our Genesis collection NFTs will be integrated into about 30 different games and metaverses. And we're also working with some strong Web2 companies, including Heavy Metal Magazine, which is the most iconic sci-fi comic and horror magazine since 1977. The Orientalist Spirits, which is a high-end spirits company out of Singapore, and Sullen Art Collective, which is the biggest tattoo clothing company on the face of the earth. This is just a little bit of a look into some of the games that we're working with. So these are actual tattoos by one of the biggest tattoo artists in the country that we provided, which you can see situated in a number of different ways. We're also, this kind of shows how far we can go in terms of the application and distribution. This is a rally car game that actually has a real rally car team that compete in the World Rally Championships. So we're partnering with them to provide artwork initially for the game, the car in the game. But next year, we're actually going to see that on their physical car moving around the world with our tattoo artist designs on there. Working with the guys at Basketballverse, they've got Orlando Magic players on board, Cleveland Cavaliers players on board to provide the tattoos for their in-game infrastructure. These are a few of our tattoo studios that we're building in different metaverses. So Altiverse, Blocktopia, Cryptcade, and a few others currently in the works.
Sorry to interrupt, just the last phrases, please.
That's 5 minutes, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So essentially what we're doing is building an infrastructure layer for the entire tattoo industry and connecting them with the broader gaming and metaverse ecosystem within Web 2 and Web 3, and making sure that we're able to provide scalability for the tattoo industry for the future and solve the problem of the lack of scalability for them.
Perfect, Alex. Yeah, thank you so much. Questions?
Sure.
Hey, Alex, Philip here from Scaleswap.
Hey, Philip, great to see you again.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you for the pitch. Could you please make a quick walkthrough of the process, how the process of publishing on your marketplace will look like for artists? What are the steps for them?
Yeah, so there's two phases in our marketplace rollout. Phase one is our initial Genesis collection launch, which we'll see integrated into currently about 30 different games and metaverses, but that list is growing quite quickly. From that perspective, the artists, we have an artist portal. The artists submit their artwork. We receive the artwork. Our 3D team turns it into an NFT, and from there we work on the games with integration on in-game integration via our API and SDK suite, and utilizing IPFS tech, which kind of makes it easy to convert from different formats and different layers for integration into different gaming platforms, whether it's Unity or UE, Unreal Engine 5, or anything in between. Phase two of the marketplace is opening it up to the broader tattoo artists globally. So currently we've got 100 of the world's best tattoo artists. These are guys that are on all of the Ink Masters shows on Netflix and all of these kind of tattoo publications. And once we open that marketplace up to everyone, our goal is to build a hub for all things subculture in Web3, starting with tattoos. Because of course, right now it's very fragmented, right? People are just minting on OpenSea or Rarible or wherever they can. And that's not like the tattoo industry as a whole. They're very much, this is our place. This is where we hang out. This is where we do business. So Swallow has a large goal to aggregate all of that action in a single place, and we've amassed a large collection of artists, which is collectively going to bring on a whole lot more once we open the infrastructure up.
Okay, I see. Thank you for a deep explanation.
Thank you.
Alex, thank you. Yeah, it was a great presentation and a great pitch. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm curious about the, as a gamer and sort of somebody really enthusiastic about Web3 and sort of the future of gaming and the metaverse and so on, where are you seeing more traction? Is it more with your, in terms of just on the partnership side especially, are you seeing it more with folks in the metaverse? Are you seeing it more with your partners in the gaming world? And could you talk to maybe one of your most exciting sort of partnerships to date? Maybe that you haven't even shared in the pitch deck that you're thinking is really promising for this application or this technology?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been, it's kind of probably been more gaming focused than metaverse focused so far, which kind of makes sense. A long time ago, I was a professional gamer. I was a professional Counter-Strike player. And of course, when it comes to Call of Duty and Fortnite and all of the biggest titles today, in-game customization is one of their biggest earners, not only as a company, but it's one of the biggest participation points for the gamers themselves. Everyone's customizing their weapons and everything in between. So that's a layer that we're facilitating. And I guess a big part of what we're doing is bringing a layer of social capital to those games and metaverses, because you're no longer having skins just designed by a developer, which is the skins can be cool, but there's no origin story. It's boring. So we're bringing the layer of social capital of the tattoo artists having designed those skins to the games and metaverses. I'd say it's been predominantly gaming focused so far. There is, of course, some metaverses in there. And as far as partnerships go, I kind of touched on it slightly in there, but we're working, one of the ones that I'm really excited about because I read the magazine as a kid. We're working with Heavy Metal Magazine, which has been around since 1977. So any famous comic artist, any famous fantasy artist, the guys from Star Wars, DC, Marvel, all of these famous people have been in the pages of heavy metal historically at some stage over the years. We're working with them to recreate 5 of their most iconic magazine covers of all time with 5 of our tattoo artists for in-game and metaverse integration and distribution via our other distribution channels. So that's been something that's really cool. And obviously a big focus for us is onboarding new users, because there's a lot of the people that follow our tattoo artists very loyally haven't dabbled in NFTs, digital collectibles or tokens. So we're highly likely to be the first onboarding point for their loyal fan base. And we're making sure that as we built our infrastructure, we've had 2 sets of onboarding rails, one being traditional Web3, so a MetaMask wallet or a Wallet Connect. And then on the other side of that, a very easy Web2 native onboarding process via Web3 auth, so they can set up an account via a Gmail or Twitter or Facebook, and then pay with their card via traditional payment rails. So making sure we're heavily new user onboarding focused as well.
Thank you very much. Just an extension to that, is it the indie games mainly that you're seeing really interested at this point, or are you seeing some of the like larger games that are already in market, or like what kind of games are sort of signing on at this point to be?
So good question. I can't say too much because we're live streamed on YouTube.
Sure, just in general, like sort of high level.
Yeah, sure. We've had solid interest from some pretty major titles that all of us in this room would know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And currently, as far as games that are actually signed up, they're predominantly Web3 focused, but we're having major conversations with some big traditional Web2 gaming studios. Yeah.
Anything that you can mention that's already in market that we could sort of see an actual like sort of integration, or is it too early for that?
Too early. We are raising at a seed round, so we are slightly early. But within the next few months, we'll start to see the first kind of 30 games integrated.
Excited. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thanks for the answers.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your questions, Emery.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks, Emery. Alex, I love your approach, leaving a cherry on the cake at the end. So you probably connect with Emery in private to actually discuss this. Perfect. Any other questions to Alex? Maybe Casey, Loretta, Prathamesh?
Nope, not from my end. Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah, nothing from this side for now, but we'll reach out further later on.
Fantastic, guys.
Amazing. Perfect, Alex. Then I guess the rest will come in private. So thank you so much for the pitch and the presentation. Really appreciate having you with us today.
Thank you very much for having me, everyone. Appreciate it. And I'll chat to you guys in private. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. All right, so moving on, wanted to pass the mic to the Artist X team from UK. So I don't know, Oscar, are you the one pitching today?
Yes, I am, although I have my co-founders online also. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it perfectly.
Super. So hi, everyone. My name is Oscar Stachowiak. I'm one of the co-founders of Artist X. Artist X is a decentralized music label. It is an integrated offer of all services that an artist needs to build their own brand. And this is done within a Web3 environment. It allows the artist to break the traditional music industry business model. Artist X is an evolution of an existing Web2 business, syncvault.com. Syncvault is an official YouTube data administrator where we have direct access to API access to data and content ID money flow. Artist X, which is the direct Web3 arm of Syncvault, will allow us to monetize the current 3 million daily viewership. Now, syncvault.com, just to touch on it, the Web2 business was a platform that was launched in January 2021. It collects royalties, does music distribution, and offers the most valuable part in the music industry, which is promotion. We've done about 5,000 promotions. And the end result is that we collapse actually the CPM rates, which is the cost of marketing, by 10 times. We increase streaming and socials up to 300%. And we discover new fans and territories for the artist. 2021 revenue was about 500,000. We're on pace to do 1.3 million this year. And Syncvault has a community of 13,000 influencers and 7,000 artists and fans with no marketing. This is all organic. The main problem is nothing new. You guys know that artists get a raw deal, and evolution of the fan base too needs new solutions. So, but the main motive of the industry problem is that artists do make deals with labels that are not good for them, and the reason is that because they get 25,000 or 50,000 up front, and the label is supposed to do some work, whether promotion or royalty collection or distribution. However, that old business model doesn't fit today's world, and the major pains are basically becoming stronger. Artists don't make money. Reaching fans and promotion of the music is a problem, and the reason is just because of clutter. You have so much competition. As an example, 100,000 tracks a day get uploaded on Spotify, so therefore, how do you differentiate? So Syncvault's DAO, Artist X, allows artists to create their own label where they are in charge of their own brand and keep far higher percentage of the revenue. DAO funding and subsequent NFT issues substitute the traditional label payment. The services that that are typically done by the label can now be handpicked by the artist in the DAO's music industry marketplace. Promotion expansion of fan base is done at the lowest cost possible, giving competitive advantage. And the main method is actually through network effect. We can describe that later. We got a few revenue streams, NFT issuance, then we have the secondary trading, we have promotion and royalty collection, and then we receive from third parties that provide services to the DAO itself. Competition, in general, we're not here to say anything bad about competition. In fact, there are some good ones, and actually we work with them. And the way we differentiate is that we offer an integrated solution, which is, as far as we know, it doesn't exist in the marketplace. And one of the other, let's say, differentiators that we have is actually our team, where we have worked with some of the largest artists in the world, David Bowie, Queen, and so on, with labels, Sony, Universal. We are also a team member, was the chief economist for Spotify for 10 years. We have people from Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and also people that worked on other successful crypto projects. The raise that we're doing is a 2.5 million pound raise, so about just under $3 million at a 25 million pound valuation. and that is equity plus token warrants. Now, tokenomics, there's nothing unusual, fits in generally what you would be expecting. Overall, you get 10% of the token on this round, 10% of the tokens for this 2.5 million. We have 3 tokens. One is NFT membership. It unites all the different fan groups that we are onboarding. Then we have the Artist X token, which underpins the ecosystem and allows fans to stake on artists and earn rewards, and allows the fans to vote on proposals and also pre-fund tracks. And then we have lastly just individual track NFTs. Operational milestones that we're going to be achieving. So Q4, we're already working with other NFT companies, promoting these NFTs. This is a DAO. It's very complex, and we're very much aware of this. So therefore, we're learning from others what to do, because our main audience will be a non-crypto audience. So therefore, we're also building beyond our 20,000 community. Q1 next year, integration of smart contract. Q2, Artist X proprietary NFT drops. And Q3, launch of Artist X token and DAO. As I mentioned, this is a phased-in process because we're quite aware of the complexity, and therefore, well, this is why it's a step-by-step process that we're executing. That's it. Thank you.
Perfect. Oscar, thank you so much. Like perfectly on time. Questions, please, to Artist X.
I can start. Oscar, thanks you for the presentation. Very professional, very good executed. My first question is, do you have already something developed, an MVP, including blockchain components? I know that you have the Web2 platform, but what is Web3 in your Web2 platform?
The technicalities, I'll let my co-founder, Graham, who's in charge of the technical aspects, answer this.
Yeah, very happy to. So we have as a team, my background has been in music industry technology for 20-something years. We've already built a royalty platform, a royalty monitoring platform a number of years ago on the EOS, just as a R&D project internally. And we are now embarking on our MVP for the minting and promotional packages that we are beginning to offer to our existing client base. That's artists and labels.
Does it answer your questions then?
Yeah, I'm a bit in troubles here, but yeah, basically it answers my question. Two part, I have also to test the platform. Is there a way to test the platform for us?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to syncvault.com, you will see our live promotion platform. It's a promotions platform that works predominantly over YouTube, but also TikTok and Instagram. Clearly, we also have a kind of broader community based on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. These are the various different community channels we operate. The MVP for the minting process is, as I said, we're working on that right now. So that's not live. But the SyncVault is a live and operational company, and as Oscar mentioned, we've done over. The system is it's quite clever in the way that it promotes music. I think one of the biggest issues really that people don't realize is that YouTube is the #1 platform for music discovery globally. With 5 billion daily views. But if you're a professional YouTuber, there are about 7 million professional YouTubers, which account for about 90% of all views on YouTube. Professional YouTubers cannot use commercial or mainstream music in their videos, because as soon as they do that, their channel, the monetization, the advertising revenue that they earn on their channel goes to the music rights holders. So a core part of our platform is we control money flow directly and in a live manner on YouTube itself. And that's enabled us to build the promotions platform. The biggest issue for me, as I see it, and having been a music industry veteran for such a long time, is, the technologies are out there and, the opportunities are out there, but promotion is very, very hard, and to stand out has been extremely hard. And we're now seeing that also in the music NFT space. If you can't promote your music to fans and get to fans, then, whether that's your music or a, related fan token, you can't be heard and you can't get above the crowd. And that's why we are completely unique. We're the only platform that, mainstream music can use to promote in a mass market way on YouTube, YouTube Shorts, and of course, TikTok and Instagram as well as a combined package. So that's all live, operational, generating income. The NFT promotions, so we've launched NFT promotions with other promotion platforms, but we're now building, as I said, our own MVP. But the overall view of this is to work with other platforms. We see no reason why we shouldn't, that's how we build out the marketplace. My view is, if you want to grow and grow at speed in a pretty, in a global manner, then there's room for all players in the DAO framework, which is what we intend to put in place next year.
Yeah, I understand. Thanks, Graham. And my last question. So why you believe the token model you chose is sustainable?
Well, just in a simplistic way, if you're an artist, how do you earn revenue? And I'm talking about, commercial artists, the top 3%. When you earn revenue through streaming, normally around about 50% of your revenue, and you earn the rest of the remaining 50% is through ticketing, merchandise, and other deals. Artists today are brands. They're no more than a brand. And developing your brand means that you've got to get closer and closer to your fans. And that's why tokens are important. And promotional tokens, in my view, is the only way in which you can expand the reach into your fans and then build those kind of communities. I think it's, it's quite interesting because as a platform, we're a two-sided marketplace. So you've got two things going on. You've got creators, and we have 13,000 plus creators on the platform now and growing. And, that's an interesting model in itself in terms of how do we further decentralize the earning potential. And clearly you do that through fans, and that's where tokens come into it. But you've also got the ability to start building communities around the artists themselves. And there's a kind of social token, a FOMO kind of element to that, the ability to communicate in there, the ability to offer, different types of utility around a fan token, and downstream, clearly, the ability of fractional ownership in the music recording or even potentially publishing components.
Okay, thank you. Good luck for the project.
Thank you.
Perfect. I saw that Emery also muted before. So Emery,
Yeah.
go next.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, wonderful presentation as well. It's been really high quality projects here and companies. So thank you. I'm really curious about the team. Like who's sort of, and forgive me if I missed that slide, but who's sort of behind this? What was sort of the story there with the team and the size of the team, that type of thing?
Well, my name is Graham. I head up the team. My background has been in music industry technology for well over 20 years. And before that, I used to make pop videos. So I've been around for a little while. As the Chief Operating Officer is Richard. So his background is from the film industry, Warner. Our CFO, Russell, has worked for all the major music labels and some of the more minor independent labels as well. And then, the broader team is made up of our tech team, which is in Croatia. That's our own tech team, held under a subsidiary company of ours. And then the commercial team, which is based primarily in the UK. Our focus today is UK, US, and LATAM. That's our focus. But I mean, we've been born global, and we have influences globally around the world. Quite a lot in Indonesia, Philippines, and that, you know, obviously Southeast Asia, and then clearly LATAM, though, is an area we feel that that's the biggest kind of growth potential. Today, I mean, historically, the music industry was about 80% Anglo-American in terms of income. Today, that shift has moved towards LATAM, which is now accounting for about 60% of revenues globally. Extremely underserved.
Thank you.
As well. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Graham. You mentioned subsidiary for the technology company. Is there a reason you separated that out? And is there an opportunity if somebody was participating, coming in as a partner, as an investor, are they coming into the, you know, the entire entity, or is it just through the token sales, or like how could you maybe speak to your, I guess, your financial model?
Yes, I mean, just very briefly, yes, you're coming into the head company as it's an equities plus token warrant deal. You're coming into the head company, and therefore you know, also participate in the subsidiary. The reason we have a subsidiary is because the UK is no longer part of Europe. That no longer gave us any access to the European investment funds. So we set up, I mean, I've had a team out in Croatia for some 20 years now. So we just set up a Croatian entity that gave us access to, you know, obviously European investment. And then my team, the Croatian developer team, could sit under there. In actual fact, it's a bit more than Croatia, because now we're a mix of Croatians and Serbs.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for clarifying that. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other questions? Well, I guess not for now. So Oscar, Vinay, Graham, yeah, thank you so much for the pitch and the presentation. I guess the rest will come in private. So thanks a lot once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing. Moving on. I wanted to pass the mic to Andrei Gusev from Sabai Ecoverse, a startup from Thailand. So Andrei, the floor is yours, please. We can see the deck, but we don't hear you.
That's probably because my mic was muted. So perfect. Thank you for having me. Yeah, my name is Andre. I'm Chief Product for Sabai. What we build here in a nutshell, essentially, that's the bridge between the blockchain and real world. What we are trying to do, what we are building right now, is the investment platform to invest in tokenized real estate, including fractional. And we promote this opportunity and this product through the GameFi experience through our games. We are not really the standard startup. We originated from the group of the companies that is successfully building, selling, managing real estate in Europe and Southeast Asia for the last 10 years. And the idea of the startup originated when we saw a huge boom of the interest, huge spike of the interest from crypto community to the real estate investment. So the problem. Let's take a step back and see how you invest in real estate right now. Basically, 95% of people who invest actively in this world, they cannot invest in real estate because the high check, the bare minimum is 100K. 6 months, around 4 to 6 months is usually the house hunting, where you spend time on picking the proper asset. Around 6 months, it would take to liquidate the asset if you want to get rid of it, if you want some cash back. 15% of the commissions, that's the market median, what's going to the broker pocket. And the same on other direction. You pay 15% when you buy property, you pay 50% when you sell property, essentially. And around 2 years it takes to pick a proper management company and start earning. With Sabai, it takes 5 to 15 minutes to make an investment into the fractional or into direct asset. $10 is starting point where you can start testing yourself as a real estate investor. 2 to 10% is the commission on sale or purchase. And 1 month it takes to start getting the profit effectively on your custodian wallet within the platform. What we earn on, what's our business model? Real estate marketplace, the same thing that we do in Web2, we've just moved it to Web3. We earn commissions on the initial sale and on secondary sale of real estate. Asset management, we are turnkey company here in Thailand, in Southeast Asia, and we plan to do the same for our products. So all the assets that's going to be on our platform are going to be with the manager included already, and there is a commission placed in it. And the game, that's the normal play and earn model where we include our NFT sales, initial minting and secondary NFT sales on the marketplace. And of course, the hard currency can be purchased for the native token. What we have done so far, we started to look at the crypto audience to offer them the investment to real estate at the beginning of the pandemic. That's kind of where we turned to this market because our normal strategy stopped working for some reason. What we did, 35 million worth of sales in 2.5 years of pandemic, 8% is our average commission. Gross annual revenue from sales to crypto audience was 1.5 million. And we expect that if we have tools to do that, if we implement the proper marketplace, proper transaction and proper tokenized securities as the form of communication with potential investors, we could easily do 5x using the exact same strategy that we did before. Who are the users and why the game is there? Basically, our idea is to open up to democratize the real estate investment. And the best way to do that is to reach out to broad audience and inform them about possibility. So what we plan to do, we offer people to play our games, to get familiarized with the cryptocurrencies, to learn about NFTs. We show them that it's not that hard at all. From there, after they invest in crypto assets in form of NFTs or our token, they already know how to invest in real estate. And from there, through our learning mechanics that we integrate inside the games, we offer them to purchase real estate either on marketplace or directly through the app. From there, they are real estate owners. They can reinvest their profits, they can explore more, and they can get their profits directly inside the ecosystem in our native token. The growth strategy here is simple. 50,000 users is what we can monthly activate according to our calculations. 10% of conversion is that what they expect from the people who are already investing in GameFi to convert them to CDFi. $200 is the normal monthly ticket for the investor, for the retail investor in tier 1 countries, European Union, US markets. So that 30 million of potential and 2.4 annual revenue just from initial sale of the tokenized real estate, not counting for liquidity pools, not counting for the user lifetime value. The markets, casual games market, that's where we develop our games, is accounting for about 1 billion players right now. 700 million is the market cap of the game's annual revenue, actually not the market cap, in the games where we develop right now. And it is known as a fact that 75% of the crypto users, new crypto users in 2022 have transitioned from Web2 to Web3 through the GameFi. Tokenized real estate, 500% growing annually. 10 trillion is the investment real estate sector in the world, and just 500 million is tokenized as up to date. Our team, we have best of each world. Vadim is our founder, and he's in real estate for the last 20 years. He's the CEO and founder of other companies. Lion Green Park, it's our development of the condo hotel. Villa Carta is our brokerage. La Vista is our CVU villas, all developed and being managed by us. La Green is the brand of the hotels that we launch next year with the Best Western Hotel Group, and that's the first Best Western Hotel to be tokenized next year. Maxim is in startups for the last 15 years, built over 15 startups from idea to cash out. Timo is our strategic advisor over 10 years as CEO and advisor in blockchain. He's the CEO of edX, advisor of great companies like Passenger, so he's got experience. And Boba is our game producer. He's coming to us from companies like Ubisoft, PlayerX, and he's a professor in Game Academy.
Andrew, sorry to interrupt, just the last phrases, please.
Yeah, absolutely. The main for the last. So we fundraise right now. We are very early in seed rounds. Our initial market cap is about 500,000, fully diluted value for 40 million. We have raised 60% of the seed round already from our angel investors, and we expect private and public sales afterwards.
Thank you so much. Andrew, I guess you can leave this open, the achievement slide, this will stimulate the questions. Amazing pitch. So please, questions to Andrew.
All right, thank you. I have a couple of questions. I just got a frog caught my throat though. Yeah, thank you for the pitch. This is great. Who was the I guess the main purchasers for the the villa? Like who got excited about it? How did you market to them? How did you get them on board? And were there any concerns with the with the platform? Was there any concerns with anything that they brought up that was a challenge for you to sell and close?
Yeah, basically we cater to broad audience. So as you can imagine, we are selling for the last 10 years. So we have plenty of people coming from CS countries, US, Singapore is a big market for Thailand. So this villa for 2 million was sold on Koh Samui to Singaporean gentlemen. So there is no, I mean, there are concerns, of course. That's why we are building this platform, because we see the opportunity in tokenization exactly to avoid this problem where you need to send substantial money to somebody, to someone's wallet, to trust that they would do good things with your cash. And so those two worlds, like the blockchain and crypto payment world and real world, they so far abroad, and we need to do something to bring them closer to make the deals more transparent and more secure.
How did you get these guys on board? Like, I'm just curious, like, because real estate investors tend to be pretty, well, at least in my experience, have been pretty traditional, sort of in their, they like physical things. They like things that are very solid and tactile, and they can see and touch and smell and all that. Like, how are you getting them to sort of adopt this tokenization model? I get the idea of, over time, the platform creates credibility and reputation and stuff, but early on, it must be very difficult to convince a sort of a traditional investor to, take a chance. Is it because they have a relationship with you, or is there another reason why you've been able to convince them?
Because we market to crypto audience. That's kind of our strategy. When our traditional investors were cut out from the traveling, and we're located in resort areas like in Spain, in Montenegro, in Thailand, Phuket, we just turned our site to crypto audience, and we offered them to purchase real estate through the crypto. That's what we do right now. We have an active online platform, and we're implementing tokenization model on top of it. So tokenization is not live yet.
Got it. Okay. So for them, this is like a diversification sort of play, where they want to just put some of their some of their resources and their wealth into this new asset class, and they like the fact that you're speaking their language.
Yeah, something like that. So crypto audience have a problem that they have limited tools to peg their digital assets to something physical. Even stable coins tend to be not that stable in some cases, and real estate is it's a logical way to diversify your portfolio for every person. We just want to make it easy and to make it accessible for a majority of the people in this world.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Amory, for great questions. Andrew, yeah, great job. Any other questions? Loretta, Casey?
I just want to better understand. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Go ahead, Loretta. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. Just wanted to understand better on the gaming side of things. From what I understand, the game hasn't been developed yet, right? But I think
Yeah, we have 2 games in the pipeline. One is going to be ready to launch, already off-chain. We plan to launch off-chain to check its performance in the community by the end of the year. That's going to be a single A browser replica that we're going to wrap into mobile later. And the second game is going to be live at the second quarter of the next year.
Yeah, just wanted to understand how the team would maintain the quality of the game, because I think ultimately the graphics and the quality of the game itself is very important when it comes to attracting users and getting traction. Yeah,
absolutely. That's exactly why we do not hire people from crypto gaming industry. We hire people from Playerix, Ubisoft, and the reputable companies, and all our game development staff. All our game development team have experience in free-to-play game development.
All right, got it. Just a last question. How do you envision yourself working with like let's say Web2 partners, or like what kind of Web2 partners do you envision yourself possibly working with?
Basically, we are open to everything. We are coming from very brick and mortar kind of industry, so we are a Web2 platform as of right now. It's always great to have new partnership in terms of the advertising and promoting our ideas to this world.
Got it. Thanks so much, and thanks for the good pitch as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey there. Thanks for the presentation. It was very well done. But just a quick questions from my side is that obviously I think you mentioned that you'll be able to earn passive income pretty sort of in a very fast pace after purchasing the land. Just curious to find out. So where is this sort of passive income coming from, and how does that work in comparison to obviously when you're talking to traditional real estate investors, they would have a potentially looking for sort of 4 to 5% yield, stuff like that. And how does your sort of return compares to traditional real estate investment? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So all the tokens that are going to be on a platform, obviously it's easy for us. We're going to be starting with our own inventory, but basically what you can purchase on a platform can be managed, and this have been prearranged or already actively managed. So all the profits that are appearing on your wallet from the token holding is accumulated by the real estate asset management.
Okay, got it.
Perfect. Andrea, I guess no other questions for now. So thank you so much for the great pitch and for being with us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Amazing. Let's move on. We have 3 more founders to go. So really appreciate everyone staying so late, especially the ones in Asia. So let me give the word to Simon Brandt from Uforika, a startup from UK. Simon, I guess you're in mute.
Good afternoon, good morning, everybody. Hope you can hear me okay.
Yes, all good. Perfect.
Excellent. So thank you very much for having me. Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to listen to the other founders pitching earlier on as well. So my name is Simon Brandt. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Uforika, where we're innovating on game engine technology for massive open world virtual environments for Web3. Imagine trying to watch Netflix on dial-up internet. That's very much the experience that gamers are having in Web3 massive open worlds right now. And that's simply because platforms are building using legacy game engine technology that was never designed for massive open world environments. That technology is clogged with code, it's littered with bugs, and engine compilation times can take up to an hour. As a result of that, expensive third-party software is used to try and mitigate those issues, and that results in high costs, large teams, and long development cycles. And from a gaming mechanics perspective, play to earn pivots too heavily towards the earn bit as opposed to great gameplay. 40% of user accounts in Web3 gaming are bots, and that's because of a significant lack of skill-based gameplay. So we're building a Web3 metaverse platform that's built using new, innovative, and fit-for-purpose game engine technology that enables speed. Our engine compiles in 26 seconds. It's fully modular and pluggable because we very passionately advocate for the open metaverse. And because of the efficiency in our game engine architecture, we're actually able to lower the base specifications required at the edge. So users who are using an average spec machine can still experience a Pixar level graphics experience. And all of that architecture contributes towards significant cost reductions in development. And from the mechanics point of view, we're introducing Engage and Earn. This focuses on great gameplay first, where users are rewarded for meaningful platform engagement, introducing skill-based gaming for gamers. So that results in Uforika, which is a massive platform the size of Mars, to give it some context in terms of size. It's structured across 7 continents, each with a specific purpose, where users can engage in games and experiences, and content creators can create content and own the assets and the content they create. And one of the areas we're innovating on the engine side is putting the editing tooling directly into the live game environment itself. That is a significant piece of innovation, and that enables creators to publish their creations to the platform within seconds. Previously, that would take hours or even days, depending on the size of the content that they've created. And the market that we're focusing on is the European market initially, but we absolutely have aspirations to attack the global market, and we certainly have the technology and the feature set to support that. In terms of the core team driving the project, we have a diverse founding team and a diverse core team split across traditional tech, startups, operations and finance, film and media. We have industry veterans on the game technology side. Our CTO has built 5 game engines across his career. Sumo Digital are still using the 4th engine that he created. And on the creative side, we have a creative director that has worked on franchises such as Little Big Planet, including winning a BAFTA for art direction on Sackboy: A Big Adventure, which was the follow-up title to Little Big Planet, which was a huge Sony PlayStation title. And all of that team is driving our revenue and our business model, which is a freemium model converting to paid in-game asset revenue and transaction fees. And we have a number of streams of revenue that go across Uforika, contributing to our business model. And in terms of traction, that team raised $1 million in seed token. That funding enabled us to deliver significant R&D on our engine capability, in addition to forming significant partnerships. So one example of that is across our comic book collection. So we've partnered with a comic book artist that's worked on the Marvel series. We pitched the story to him. He loved it. And we have a 3-issue Origin series coming out at the end of the year, followed by a 5-issue series, which we're also going to distribute globally in a physical context. In addition to that, we have created the Uforika wallet built on Web3 Auth. We have the wireframes arranged for our marketplace. We were accepted onto the Newtribe Accelerator program. We were part of the Alpha Startup Track at Web Summit last week in Lisbon. And in addition to that, we have a number of other areas that we're innovating on the game engine side itself. So that leads us into our seed equity round, where we're raising $3.5 million off a $20 million valuation. That's to give us an 18-month runway to hit the milestones you see before you. And the distribution of those funds will split, as you would expect, significantly across development, but that's closely followed by marketing, our overheads, and our people. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm happy to take some questions.
Simon, thank you so much. Amazing pitch, perfectly on time. So I'm very glad. So investors, VCs, please, any questions?
Yeah, I'm the one with the big mouth, I guess, today. I have too many questions here, but this is fantastic, Simon. I love what you're doing. What was the catalyst like for you to assemble this team and to get this together? Like what was the, I love to hear a bit more of the origin story behind this concept, and what you were seeing in the market that where the biggest gap was that that sort of provoked you to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. So my career history is in traditional tech. So I was already familiar with the use cases of blockchain. I mean, typically in the IT space, it's used for supply chain logistics. But as an individual and the team that you saw in front of you, we're all passionate gamers. So when you had some of the marriage of blockchain, the concept of metaverse, massive open worlds, volume persistent users, that inspired us to check out what was spinning up in the market. And frankly, we were underwhelmed with what we saw. And there were a number of reasons for that. I think, our machine struggled to cope with the experience on the graphics side. The actual gameplay we felt was lacking. And in simple terms, we just didn't have much fun when we were in the platforms, right? And I think it's become well documented as well that, there are significant technical challenges when we think about providing a platform to support volume persistent users. So Stephen's a good friend of mine. So that inspired me to write the vision for Uforika, because that was ultimately my personal project to address what I felt the gaps that we could fill. And I took it to Stephen to validate it technically. And Stephen said, well, hey, look, I absolutely love your vision. And by the way, I've been building a new engine for Web3, so we definitely should work together. And that's where it came from, really. So, when we talk about the innovation on the game engine side, Stephen is an industry veteran. He's been in the industry for over 25 years. He's built 5 engines to date. I mean, there's very few people in the world really that can architect engines from the ground up. At Sumo Digital, he was technical director. He built the ATG, which is the Advanced Technology Group, from the ground up. And that was all about innovating on the sort of new technology that games publishers would require. So, you know, that sort of marriage really between what we were doing on the vision side and the IP side with what Stephen's capabilities were on engine building just was a match made in heaven, really. And that's how the project was born. But one question we do get is around why have we sort of presented Uforika in this way? And the reason we're doing it is because we felt that, you know, yes, we have significant innovation on the tech side, but we also wanted to bring our passion into the storytelling and the gaming side to this, which is why we presented in a world with its own IP, which is why we're partnering with artists and comic book artists who've worked with Marvel to deliver the origin story from the comic book perspective side of things. So, you know, it was really a combination of all of our passions and interests to lead to this project.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's wonderful. Where's the team being assembled, like beyond the leadership team? Where are you building out your technology team?
So we're all based in the northwest of the UK. So we're up in Manchester, and we have a very intricate partnership with a AAA game studio. So that was founded by Stephen a few years ago. So we have a team of 30 developers. So that gives us some significant advantages when we think about content creation. So one of the questions you asked me a moment ago was, what did we feel like was lacking across some of the other platforms? And I think, again, it's been well documented that lack of content is becoming a real problem. And that was something we were very conscious to address when we started out on this vision. And we have the ability in-house to actually populate a planet's worth of content. So when users come into the platform, there's plenty for them to do, and they're not left wondering, where should I go? What should I do? How does this work? So that's part of the team makeup, but we're all UK based and all in the northwest of the UK.
Great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, wonderful presentation. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Perfect. Any other questions?
I have a quick one. Hey, Simon, Philip here from Scaleswap. Really interesting and needed product. But did I understand you correctly? You're raising only the equity round, or the tokens, or also somewhere?
So we do have the ability in this round to structure a hybrid round, which features the token as well. I think, you know, our core focus was on equity, but we have, you know, in the market, we have received interest across our investment community across a hybrid round, and we can accommodate that. So happy to take that offline and explore that structure with you. Absolutely.
Okay, great. I would love to see whole token metrics after the presentation. Yeah,
absolutely. Happy to share and connect.
Yeah,
great. I guess Loretta, Casey, no questions for now.
Yeah, I guess just a quick question from my side, Simon, is that obviously I think you guys are building something that's totally different, and it's going to be a game changer. In terms of your sort of GTM and all that moving forward, are you looking to, obviously there are many metaverse and many similar projects, how are you going to be able to work on that sort of interoperability, things like that, or how are you going to be trying to bridge with other metaverse, other games out there? I think that's going to be a big point if you guys could really expand your projects and have other projects using your sort of infrastructure. I think that would be very interesting.
Sure, and I think a number of founders today have articulated the key around collaboration. I think that's something we're very much finding in this space, which is incredibly refreshing. But I think in terms of how we do that practically, I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation that the engine itself is modular and pluggable. And what that means is that we have a full import-export capability. So for example, if you are building in other engines on other platforms, typically you would export your content into something called a .fbx file. That can then be exported, and then we can import that into our engine and see that live in Uforika. And it can go the other way as well. So I also mentioned what we're doing around tool sets for content creators. If a creator creates something and they want to export that and take that with them to another platform, we facilitate that. Clearly, that requires technical collaboration with other platforms, but we're absolutely open to doing that. And the engine is designed to be interoperable, and that's a very key part of what we're doing.
Amazing. I think we will grab another chat after this session. I'll reach out to you privately.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I guess that's it for today. So Simon, the rest will come in private. So thank you so much for amazing pitch, amazing presentation. Moving on, and yeah, I wanted to remind everyone that it's indeed InnMind is not only about getting to VCs, but also getting to potential startups and partners amongst our community. So if you see a potential connection or a potential collaboration between the startups, so don't hesitate to reach us out so we can help you get connected. Okay, moving on. So I wanted to give a word to our beloved startup who is now undergoing through InnMind Accelerate program, Purplefly from UAE, and its founder, Giovanni Chiappetta. Giovanni?
Thank you, Kate. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Johnny. Giovanni is my Italian name because I'm from Italy. Everybody calls me Johnny, and I'm co-founder of Purplefly. So I will share my screen with you now. All right. Everybody see?
Yes, all good.
Perfect. So Purplefly is a music NFT marketplace, a launchpad that help artists monetize their content using frictionless blockchain technology. We came a long way. I have over 10 years of experience in the music industry under various levels, from a music executive, artist manager, and I work in the media. So through my path, I had opportunity and the honor to work with amazing artists. And since we launched Purplefly, we already onboarded and worked with for our music launchpad component with artists with over 100 million follower total reach. Some of them are coming from all over the world. We have Shaq, we got the honor to work with Goff Pichaya, Lebek Luke from Europe, Miss Pui from Asia. So we are a global company in this sense. We are not just another music NFT company that wants to create speculative NFT assets, nor our artists want to do so, but we want to innovate our industry because we believe that there is a big problem. Since the opening of Purplefly, we generated over $350,000 in revenue. We're operating since almost a year now through NFT pilot collection and copyright monetization revenues. And we generated over 130 million views across all the major digital music platforms. So the big problem that we saw talking with all our artists, but also getting in touch with their fans, is that there is too much barrier. There is a high entry barrier to Web3 due to lack of digital innovation. Why? Because consumers, which are the fans, are experiencing a lot of friction utilizing this Web3, terminology, this platform, wallet, minting engine, anything that they don't have time to learn and they don't want to learn. On the other side, artists are not willing to give up on the traditional platform that are, for example, Spotify, YouTube, and TikTok music that are really relevant and is where the content is mostly consumed and where these artists build their audience actually. But they are still open to Web3 because they understand the potential, and there is a big problem in the music industry where artists needs more revenue stream. And as my colleagues from RTX mentioned before, artists now, they are also a brand. So they need to leverage their brand and to connect with their fan. There is a lot of demand also coming from the fan base. So our solution is a decentralized and permissionless marketplace, which will be nothing like any other Web3 platform, because we are not going to use any complicated terminology. People can come, mint NFT, trade NFT. They will not even, we will not even mention the word NFT in our marketplace. And we basically improve a business model that's been used in the music industry for over 20 years, because our goal is to empower the whole music industry with making the transition into Web3. How we do that? Basically, we studied a metadata ingestion system, which is basically the way where most music platform works. So we can receive music directly from any label and any music distributor using metadata directly. So thanks to the partnership with music distributor, we can get a volume of over 100,000 NFT per week. So our marketplace is exposed to a lot of collateral promotion from these artists and label, together with being completely permissionless. So any artist, even independent artists who are not signing on a record label and they just want to mint their NFT, they can use our marketplace. But there is a difference in our music NFT. We believe that we created the real music NFT because we forgot about one important factor here. NFT cannot protect the copyright of the music off-chain. So we believe that it's not possible to release a song just as an NFT. The song, they need to be able to go on the radio, and the artist, the composer, anyone that works through it needs to be able to monetize that. They can go on TV, they can be used everywhere in your car. So what we do basically, once an NFT gets minted, that is also attached to the audio file that people can download, is an actual store, and this audio file is protected in a way that it cannot be transferred on another device. Together with that, we also operate our music launchpad, which is a hybrid between Web 2 and Web 3 component. So we have the record label, is a traditional record label business which is distributed by the Ocher, the Sony Music, where we onboarded all these artists. So we release song to them and we can monetize this song on over 300 plus digital music platform, including all the major ones which I mentioned before. And then when there is the possibility to work with our artists that have a large fan base, we also have them curate their NFT collection, which are never speculative assets, but they are engagement instruments that they have with their fans. So they can leverage their brand and their music at the same time, having all monetized. So we can do that in several ways. Of course, NFT, they can carry a lot of utilities with that, and each artist, can decide which one assigned to it. But most important, we have them create gaming experience as well. So we have this gamification of music where fans can make a call to action to their fan to come and play to a mini game that we created for them, with them, to engage with a new music release. So it become literally a marketing activity built around the NFT. So this is, let's say, our business model. We have here a revenue model instead, where we have the off-chain monetization, which is run thanks to our music launchpad, and there is a really particular function that we assign to our token. So we can redistribute the revenues of the whole record label business, traditional Web 2 business, into Web 3 using our token, creating a network effect where anyone holding our token is actually a shareholder of the record label. This is how we basically release a song. There is no cap on the amount of songs that we can distribute and release. The songs get through Spotify, any major store get monetized, and then we use this liquidity, this fiat money, to buy back our token on retail. So this is our first model, and then there is all a set of other revenue stream which come from the transaction of our NFT marketplace. There is the launchpad, which is the biggest source of income for us, and then there are the gaming activity, IP licensing, physical event, and everything that we are able to do for our artists as well.
Johnny, sorry to interrupt, just the last phrases, please. You're already over time.
Sure. So we are raising a seed round of 1.2 million, and we are happy to take any question. So
thank you, Johnny. Great job. I'd recommend you maybe leaving the slide open on tokenomics, because there might be questions on that. So any questions, Casey? Philip?
Want to specify that the round is both for equity and token. Sorry for that.
Nothing from my side at this moment. Thank you.
Yeah, I have one. Hey, Giovanni, thank you for the presentation. Philip here from Scaleswap. I'm wondering, when do you plan to go public with your platform? What is the current status of development? What is still left to be done? And what is the hardest part, for example? What is the challenge?
Yes. So we actually went live. We were the world first NFT for a music label. So we deployed our first minting engine back in 2021. Till then, we released several NFT collections. This is why we have the revenue from it. And then we decided to switch the paradigm because we wanted, to stay away from the speculative asset and on. We changed the narrative. So our next step now is to deploy the new version of this marketplace, which is the one I mentioned before. And we are basically, the development is ready. We want to deploy everything after the public launch of the token. So the next step is the IDO, because the token is the utility token of this platform. So we believe that we are going to launch this according to market condition by January. So we are talking exactly with launch, but at this stage. So we have everything set, market maker, exchanges, and everything set already, ready to go.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. We also have a question from YouTube because other investors are also watching us. So Johnny, do you mind answering? What VCs do you have on cap table? And can you please elaborate on 350K revenues more in detail?
Sure, definitely. So regarding the revenues, we monetize the content. We have a cash flow coming, which is allowing us basically to survive during the bear market being pre-launch. So we are already generating revenue coming from the distribution and the monetization of the song. And then together with that, we issue pilot NFT collection, which basically generated the revenues over the year, about 3 NFT collection, which were related to our artists. So, and we also collaborated with other marketplaces. In the past, we are really open to collaboration. So we collaborated, for example, also with Terra Virtua a few months ago. Regarding the cap table, we basically just opened the round. We joined InnMind about 2 months ago. So now there is no one on the cap table for the moment. We are, the first time that this pitch is getting done. Before that, with our previous plan, we were basically working with another incubator on the Terra ecosystem. But then we all know what happened. Just for everyone to know, we are going to deploy on Polygon and then expand on Binance Smart Chain and so on, other chains on the way. Thank you.
Perfect, Johnny. Yeah, thanks a lot. You're popular on YouTube amongst the watchers. So maybe another question that I see, how do you manage artists? There are plenty of music NFT startups claiming they'll onboard top artists, but most of them become bubbles. How Purplefly differs?
Sure, this is a really interesting question, and thank you for asking. So basically, the artists that you saw, this already happened. So we don't need to prove, right, that we claim to have these artists. This is something that we did all over the years. We onboard artists because we create value for them. Basically, we don't pay influencer, we don't pay call, because we are the artist, the manager behind, these people, helping them succeed, guiding them. So we have a huge network of artists that work with us because they love to. And we just try to create value for them. And our goal is not to focus on a specific artist, but instead get the unfair advantage to having our brand exposed to as many artists as we can, fans. So this is our end goal.
Perfect, Johnny. Yeah, thank you so much. I guess the rest will come in private, the connections and questions. So thank you so much for being with us and staying up late.
Thanks to all of you. Thank you.
All right. The last but not least, let's welcome Pasquale Finiello, represented by Bloodloop by 7 Digit Labs, a startup from Italy.
Yes. Thank you guys for having me here. I'm Pasquale. It's nice to meet you. I'm co-founder at 7 Digital Labs and CEO at Bloodloop. So let me know if you can properly see the screen that I'm sharing.
Yes, all perfect. Good to go.
Perfect. So in general, first of all, let me give a very brief introduction about 7 Digital Labs. 7 Digital Labs is a Swiss-based software house working on blockchain solution for converting users from Web 2 to Web 3, providing them with applicative that they are basically used to, but using blockchain as underlying technology and underlying layer. Gaming is our primary sector, given the experience that our team has coming from, of course, the gaming field, both in development and actually in esports play and high placement in tournaments. And therefore, we wanted to explore furthermore this market, providing it with a solution that could easily onboard user. Bloodloop is the first product that the company is working on. In general, the first question that I always get when talking about the product is the gaming Web3 sector actually something that is necessary to the market? And the short answer is, of course, yes. Generally, since the dawn of video games, the things that make a game successful is not the actual hours spent developing it or the experience of the members that build the game, but it's actually the traction that you can get from your own product and the amount of players that you can actually stick to the product and push them to play countless of hours, providing the other players within the ecosystem with fun and interactive experiences among each other. Of course, since the dawn of video games, though, players have not been rewarded for the amount of time that they've spent in the games that they've been actually playing. Starting from the fact that according to terms and conditions, they've always been basically removed from the point from the ability to actually be able to sell the assets that they've been building during whilst the countless of hours playing, and in general they've been prevented from monetizing their actual experiences. According to statistics, as you can see on screen, 46% of players have expressed interest in a real ownership of their virtual goods. 63% of gamers said that they would spend more time on virtual goods if they had real world value. 51% of gamers expressed interest in earning money from playing games, and 32% of gamers said they would actually their primary concern is actually that the value of goods in traditional video games is probably too much arbitrary and decided from the developers. And that's where Bloodroop kicks in. Bloodroop is the world's first Web3 MMOFPS game that combines traditional FPS mechanics with a completely decentralized player-driven economic model, empowering players and valuing their time spent in what is a 360 degrees created environment. The game is conceived and built as a bridge between Web2 and Web3, providing users with ownership of their assets and guaranteeing them free monetization and exploitation, empowering basically the end user with non-dilutive rewards. Bloodroop brings together the best in the space, pulling from proven work in AAA mechanics and integrating a unique, never-seen-before economic dynamic. Starting from the fact that we are looking over targeting Web2 users, we had to build a seamless experience that can easily overcome the friction points that are usually keeping away Web2 gamers from this market, which of course are the speed of fruition, the ease of installation and use, fluidity of game system, and unique and non-repetitive gameplay, stuff that it's very hard to see on traditional on-chain native games that so far have been released on the market. To address and unleash the majority of these key points, a Web3 game needs a proprietary blockchain infrastructure built from the ground up. That's why we're actually building on Avalanche. We are exploiting, thanks to the Avalanche technology, the Avalanche subnets, which basically allow us to enable developers and us to build custom application-specific blockchain in the Avalanche ecosystem. Subnets are connected to the Avalanche mainnet and the Avalanche blockchain, mainly for block finality and consensus, but allow us to scale indefinitely the amount of transaction that the subnets can actually do, reworking the virtual machine behind the chain. In particular, Bloodroop subnets uses a hard fork of the classic utility virtual machine, with the logic of which has been altered to include a gas fee whitelisting feature. This basically eliminates completely the need for users to pay for gas fees in all in-game interaction. Last but not least, of course, we have a unique game style which is inspired from hero shooters with a very strong MMO dynamics around that, which provides users with competitiveness and makes sure that players are engaging among each other to progress through the game, building new friendships and, of course, increasing the player retention on the actual product. Apart from that, in order to make sure that experience as seamless as possible, we also have built-in fee on-ramp and off-ramp solutions, a proprietary NFT marketplace, which code is actually distributed on the NFTs rather than a centralized contract. And that's rather a kind of unique technology that we have to build to make sure that everything was working fine with our Engine 5. And we have a client-integrated non-custodial wallet, which you can generate either with your email or with the Web3 out. And finally, client-integrated proprietary bridges to make sure that everything is smooth and linear for user when they actually have to understand how bridging works, if they ever need to. Players can select from a pool of classic and well-known first-person shooter style games mode, starting from Capture the Flag all the way down to Gun Game, and access to each game mode is located into the Meta Hub, where players worldwide can meet to show others their unique player customization and participate in mini-games and other game interaction. Other cool features are the actual multiple-level in-game progression to keep the players looped within the game, which starts, of course, from the fact that you have to level up your battle passes all the way down to the crafting ecosystem that we have, and the fact that we do not give out any kind of direct cash rewards that might crash down the price of our assets or basically push us into an infinite inflation situation, which can be seen on other products that have been released on the market so far. We actually have direct layer 1 non-dilutive rewards paid in stable coins directly from the company's revenue, and of course that's all integrated within the game story, and people have to progress through the game story to be able to unlock these kinds of rewards. Apart from that, the Bloodroop...
Yes, sorry to interrupt, just the last phrases, please. Thank you.
Of course. So the Bloodroop in-house team has major experience in developing titles such as Crisis, Warface, and plenty more FPS games. You can see an extract of the team here, coming from our game designer all the way down to our product officer. In general, we have decades combining experience, and we're trying to tackle this market, providing it with a solution which is kind of radical, mainly regarding the economic system, but without forgetting that the core center of everything should be the gameplay, which has been completely ignored so far by mostly game on the markets. I'll just leave out the fundraiser details on the screen so that people can see out the amount we're raising and the condition of the raise.
Amazing, Pasquale. Yeah, thank you for the amazing presentation. And yeah, time for questions. So, Philip, Casey.
Nothing from my side at the moment.
Yeah. Hey, Pasquale.
Hey.
Can you see me? Because, okay, maybe. Can you see me, guys?
Yes, yes,
Can
all
you hear
good.
me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How much did you manage to raise up to now from this 3.8 million?
So far, the safe raise is something that actually started basically last week, I'd say. Our funding is actually coming from an angel round that we completed in the beginning of this year, which led us to raise $400,000, which we used to drop the company and, of course, start the first development of Bloodloop. From there, we actually had a couple of investment coming in, both in the seed round and in a private round, which is now not mentioned in the slide that you can see here. And so far, we have raised around $1 million, which at the current burn rate will last us up all the way to January of 2024. We are a team of 25 as of now, mostly in development with 6 in operation.
Okay. Thank you. Let's continue our conversation after the pitching session. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect. Pasquale, we have also questions from YouTube. So let me read them. What does free monetization mean? If it's about enabling free-to-play users to earn by playing, this is very risky and already proved by to be a kind of a pyramid model. Can you elaborate, please? And also the same question from Jess. And is there any playable demo or MVP?
All right, I'll just touch down on the demo real quick, which is very easier to answer. At the moment, we do not have a playable demo that can be distributed to the market, but we have an MVP, which we share internally with our partners and strategic investors. By the end of this month, we should be able to have an actual very more updated MVP that we have now, but you can see the MVP that we currently have on our Twitter profile. We have a public demo version. Of course, we have a public trailer that shows around 1% of what the final product will look like, but you can get some information and color about the graphics and the general outlook of the product. It's also mentioned in our InnMind page as well. Regarding the actual monetization system, first of all, let me start from the fact that the game is it works on a freemium game model. So to actually enter within the ecosystem, you do not have to pay anything. You can mint a free character, which allows you to play any kind of game mode within the game, progress through the battle pass rankings if you want to buy the battle pass, and allows you to actually obtain materials and the in-game currency. From materials and in-game currency, you can craft skins, but skins crafting is not allowed for people with a free mint character. You can upgrade your character with a little expense and upgrade it to, of course, a skin character whose skin will be randomly airdropped based on a random generation feed that we have implemented into the game. And once you get your skin, you can unlock the crafting system and crafting solutions. Crafting is not unlimited. That means that not every asset in the game can be unlimitedly crafted, and not every materials in the game can be unlimitedly obtained from the game or the plots that you can buy within the game. Materials and skins are finely tuned in a way that the amount of materials dropped are slightly more than the amount required to craft all the amount of skins that we are allowing players to craft, so that people can still stockpile a bit of the items that they might be able to obtain from gaming. And the skins can be crafted in limited runs. Let's say that a skin gets dropped on the market, people can craft it in the forge for, let's say, 10,000 pieces, and no more than those pieces can be crafted for skins. And of course, the trading of those said skins is a model which has been proven working for games such as CSGO or whatever other types that uses the Steam marketplace as a way for people to trade within each other for skins, with sales going over 10,000 or 50,000 euros for skins such as the Dragon Lore skins for the best weapons in the game or stuff like that. So it's proven working, and we are not trying to push the player to actually spend money in the game. The fact that they will invest money in the assets such as skins or artifacts or titles or whatever, it's just coming from the fact that they want to see their skins on their weapons and to be able to brag about the fact that they bought those skins to other players, such as in any other product so far for the skin market. We do not have any kind of pay-to-win elements built and embedded into the game, because that will ruin the experience for players that just want to spend time playing and don't want to actually of course, get their experience ruined from people that can afford to spend more than them. Just a very final mention on the non-dilutive shares. We do not have any kind of rewards coming directly to players in terms of cash rewards that they can directly monetize and cash out from the game after a game that they have ended. In order for people to obtain direct rewards and to obtain a sort of cash reward that they can actually spend however they want, they have to craft items and resell them to other players. So it's a P2P market. And on top of that, we have direct rewards coming from the company's revenue. We are pledging half of our company's revenue from the marketplace fees and a lot more from battle passes and all over the other interaction that requires a payment from users to basically bribes that are paid through a V tokenomics system that is basically used from staking the utility token, the governance token, which is our only token that we have on the crypto side. Staking the governance token allows you to restake the V tokens into your guild, and the guilds get rewarded with those with this money. And then the money gets distributed to the players automatically from the contracts that we have. This allows guilds to basically ascend trade power, and over time will push the creation of basically concrete esport guilds and foster a bit the esport markets in this sector, which is basically unseen so far, but is the strongest and most trending event in the Web2 gaming sector, as esports are basically overtaking traditional sport.
All right, Pasquale, yeah, thanks for this answer, this full answer. And maybe the last thing, but very brief, what is, because there have been a couple of questions on the traction, like from 2 or 3 people. So can you please elaborate on your current traction and also in specific about marketing, business development, and also go-to-market strategy?
Of course, starting from the fact that the product is completely in development as of now, and we'll have our first playable demo, which we aim to distribute by April of next year. Our current traction is fairly low, given that we didn't really went into the marketing section so far. Our goal and our projected ideas, and that we're actually actuating right now, were to start up producing a product which was unseen on the market, and then use the actual product to advertise itself, rather than promising solutions that might not be able to be developed on the long run. We wanted to over-deliver rather than over-promise. That's why our marketing strategy and our traction building solutions will probably start by the end of this month and the beginning of the next year, when we're going to be working on the first drop of our Genesis collection, which will be the first NFT collection that we're going to be dropping to the market, which will allow player to be able to actually enter the demo version and play with a very early access version of the game. Apart from that, our go-to-market strategy and our traction strategy are being elaborated together, basically on 4 ends with the Avalabs team, so the team behind the Avalanche blockchain, which is considering us one of their blue chip projects that are going to be launched on the chain. So they're actively collaborating with us to basically go down the best route as possible to be tackling the right users from the market. In general, the start of our marketing strategy and market launch strategy will be to kind of tackle the on-chain users in order to build a solid foundation of players, starting up from all the guilds, and of course coming down to the on-chain users which are interested in GameFi. And then from there, thanks to our partners, particularly our angel Andrea Rushika, which is an international entrepreneur with a consultancy agency and over 30 subsidiary companies under him, we have a very strong go-to-market go-to-market strategy for the Web2, going through an affiliate solution with, of course, streamers from Twitch and YouTube, and over time providing content creators with rewards, even in a permissionless way, in order to let them foster the actual gaming ecosystem and push players to the game. And then the game will speak for itself, given that it's kind of unique and it's a genre which is very well liked from the gaming community.
Perfect, Pasquale. Yeah, thank you so much. I guess the rest will come in private. So we really appreciate you coming today, and yeah, being the last but not least one. I think the pitch was great. So I guess we are done for today. So I really appreciate all the founders and VCs staying up till the end and staying up late. So thanks a lot, everyone. And let's follow up after this session on InnMind.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Take care.